I have had the opportunity to visit some farms recently due to the dry spell and distractions. And one of the farmers posed this question to me. As a country, we are over reliant on rain for our farms. And what happened this year is a lesson into all of us. We don't know what is likely to happen next year or two. So should we have or experience a similar dry spell, definitely farmers are going to be affected. So what are we going to do to provide reliable irrigation for farmers in the region, because we produce a lot of food here. So we know the one village, one dam is done. As a region, what are we going to do to ensure that what happened this year is not going to repeat? Thank you very much.
What can say we refer Maya when you hear now? Opposite a baby of ship. We share a boy, a sector, the other group of preparedness, yapping call, then so scout. And I also come whatever by important of our practice, whatever Bama, let me, I hear one hair when you feel you give them. That's what I don't here, the important way. Among the best one, a safe one. Catch you not. Eti anabano yefa nenso aduaba nso ya bekese pa eno nso ese pa ehye ben na woni to say aduaba ni hu se de be ya ense pa na eno nso bisikafo be ba ebutu ene plan pra be faso a apiafo won betimi aton ni wana malafia ye bregu be das
basta ko ide be misa president sasa na wo ka
unemployment was just about 8.something% during my period. Today it is 14.7%, and actually youth unemployment is almost 25%. And we have a big crisis on our hands. When I talk about a 24-hour economy, I don't say it's going to solve the unemployment. I don't say it's going to solve the whole unemployment crisis. But I'm saying that it is going to provide more opportunities for young people to get jobs. Because we have factories here like governors, we have Papa, we have, when you're going to a store, there's a rice milling plant over there. There are many more entrepreneurs who can set up those factories. But policy, there's no policy that gives them any incentive to work 24 hours. And you've piled taxes on their heads. And so the more they work, the higher their overheads. And so the MPP said that over 24 hours shifts, people are doing it already. Some people are doing it already. But what we're saying is there's no policy in place to guide the 24-hour economy. There's no policy in place to give them incentives to do 24-hour economy. So there are some factories who can work double shifts or triple shifts, but there's no government policy that guides them as to what he can benefit from doing 24 hours. And so that's why I would say that we are going to come out with that policy. And apart from that, the agro-industrial zones we're going to establish, the factories that are going to set up there are factories that we expect to work 24 hours on double shifts. You know, I talk from experience because I've lived it. My father was the biggest commercial rice farmer in the country. And he had the biggest rice mill in the country. And it was at the time when Ghana was producing enough rice to feed itself. My father was supplying the Ghanaian market and exporting to Burkina Faso and Mali. And I used to come on vacation from school and work in the factory so that I'll earn pocket money to go back to school. And when I go to put me in the factory to work, I work morning 1 week. Then the next week our shift goes and works night. And we're working day and night shifts. So when we close and we're going home, the day shifts are coming. When they close and they're going home, we are coming in the night. So it's something that can be done if we give the people the right incentives. And so, in one breath, they say, oh, but the company is doing it already. Then in another breath, oh, we don't understand it. And then in another breath, oh, even God sleeps in the night. You know, so it is obvious that there are some people who are playing politics with it. I have traveled the world and I have seen it in operation. I went to Singapore, I visited the factories in Singapore, and they work day and night. They export. Then somebody says, no, but where will the demand come from? The demand will come from us consuming those things ourselves. Because some of those things we're importing from outside. So if there was no demand, why are we importing the same thing? We're importing cashew nuts into this country and eating. And so if I say a cashew nut factory will work day and night, how can you say there's no demand for cashew nuts when we're importing cashew nuts from outside? If I say a rice mill will work 24 hours, how can we say there's no demand when we're importing the same rice from outside? And so the demand is there. And I've said that our chair an accelerated exports development program, which will intentionally find markets outside for Ghanaian products. And aside from that, government is going to use its financial muscle. Government is the biggest spender in this economy. And yet government is not deliberately targeting made in Ghana goods. Sometimes we have to buy rice for a party or something that government is hosting. And you go and buy rice from Pakistan or rice from Thailand, when you would have self-made in Ghana rice. I've been to Nigeria several times, and they are proud to eat their rice. Now you go to Ghanaian families and they say, oh, maybe Thailand number 6 jasmine rice and I'm eating. Now, Thailand number 6 jasmine rice and I'm eating. Now the all cost rap, I say, hey, I didn't know all cost rap. Jasmine rice now we did it. But I'm way more. At least by imported. Bamboo, Agbelima, Okoduma, William Yato, Gobel. You see, 80, yeah, we should consciously, target made in Ghana products. So that our demand for there are other areas, such as the palm industry. Recently, Benin Obikasa, or an investor in the oil palm industry. And also, expand the oil palm. Now, there are another processing plant that produce extra oil. And I'm sure, I know there, Rogan have one, Western region, Western North, as I said, that will be bringing. I bet me oil palm. I just say, we produce vegetable cooking oil, and it's equal encourage such people. We'll be able to get them to be able to cut down our imports and create more employment for our young people. Like I said, 4 years is not enough for any president to realize his full vision. I said that. That was in 2016, I think, when I was running for a second term. Because you start a lot of projects and you want to see them finish. And so we have started road projects, we have started the University of Ghana Medical Center, we have started the Terminal 3 at the airport, we have started a lot of interchanges, Tamale Airport Phase 2, and so on and so forth. And so I was asking for a second term to finish the projects that I had started, but Ghanaians thought otherwise. And so I went. And so I'm asking for that 4 years. And I said 4 years is enough. I didn't say it's not enough. I said 4 years is enough to reset. My intention is to come and reset. We need to reset our democracy. We need to reset our economy. We need to reset a lot of things in this country. In order that when we have reset and created a platform, any other government that comes can continue from where we left off. And so my intention is to bring back faith in our democracy. My intention is to achieve review of our constitution to make it a more living document. My intention is to reset our safety and security so that Ghanaians can feel more secure. My intention is to reset the economy so that we don't end up the way we've ended up. Change the Public Financial Management Act. Put in the measures that will not let another finance minister come and borrow us through the roof. Those are all the things that I intend to do, so that will be my contribution as my legacy. And when I say goodbye, another president can come and continue. Because if we don't get a breather from what has been going on over the last 30-something years, the faith of our young people in our democracy is waning. And so we need somebody to come and restore that faith. And the only way we can restore that faith is to reset this country and reset a lot of the things we're doing. And I think that in 4 years, there's enough time to do that reset. And somebody else can take it and continue. Like I said, I'm going to concentrate on finishing the abandoned projects. We will start the big push, which is a 10 billion program, but it's going to stretch beyond my time in office. We're going to come out with a priority investment program, and that one, it will be private sector driven. A lot of the money will come from BOTs, like I was talking about the railways and all that. If I started, and there's a private developer developing the railways, any other government that comes will continue and finish it. If we start the highways, dual carriage, triple carriage, any other government that comes will continue and finish it. And so I do think that in 4 years we can do a reset. Drought is something that we have to work on, because the climate is changing. I just watching TV, and 2024 is going to go down as the hottest year in known history since we started keeping record of temperature. And it shows you that something is happening in our climate. And so that's why they say there must be adaptation to climate change. It means that we must use more irrigation. And one of the things we are looking at is to provide water to smallholder farmers. And so in areas where a farmer has, say, 5 acres, and he's growing maize, or he's growing rice, or he's growing granules, or he's growing beans, we can provide him with water if there's a nearby water source. Or we can drill a borehole on his farm and do a small irrigation system for him. Now, if you do that, it will allow him to plant that same piece of land 3 times a year. Because you plant, you harvest, and then you plant again, you harvest, and you plant again and harvest. So that same piece of land, you'll be able to triple the production that he does instead of the ones that he does it. So we'll have a small-scale irrigation project that will include boreholes on smallholder fields, but where they are close to water, we will provide water from those water sources so that they're able to irrigate their farms. The thing with irrigation is we invested in a lot of big irrigation projects, and they're later developed. If you go to Branham here, we did an irrigation project. Then you go to Yapi, we did an irrigation project there. The pumps are all there, but these are heavy pumps that use a lot of electricity. And with the current electricity tariff, no farmer can pay the cost of the water. And so we must convert all those irrigation schemes to solar powered schemes, so that solar power, after that is the sun. And so if you have a small collection point, even if it's polytanks, you can pump the water in, or you can do a thing, then you can use from that to irrigate the farms. So there are many options that we'll look at. I'm a farmer myself, like I've told you. I have 300 acres of land, 200 is in soybean, 100 is in yellow maize, and I sell it to the poultry farmers. Ghana Nuts knows me because we supplied them with soybean before. So I know what the problem with the farmers is. This year my crop survived because I invested in irrigation facilities. And so when the rain wasn't coming, after some time, I realized that if I didn't do something, the crop would be lost. We rolled out the irrigation facilities. We have sprinklers that sprinkle water. And so we're able to sprinkle and cover the farm. And then about a week or two after, we did it for 2 weeks, and then the rains opened up. And so the maize is growing, so everything is growing nicely. We must give that same opportunity to other farmers. It shouldn't be just because I could afford it. Then it means that you're the only person who has that facility. You must be able to extend it to other farmers. There is a lot we can do. Cashew, any mango, I can't cashew myself like that. To me, the processing plants, until I'm saying, we have an agro-industrial area. And wow, for processing mango. Cashew no go make I say, and maybe now your main cashew brandy. Now your main cashew fruit, no, and so we need my growth here a month ago. But the idea makes me attract a mass factory in Korea. What were the issues taken against community ISA Juma? Now they are warm so that you can rehabilitate the factory. And also, if it's doing a factory in different places in India, if you are cashing here, if you take a not the fruits, so your cotton, processing plants. The same with mango. Mango is made mango juice concentrate. Now, why export here? Now, what the blended fruit juices now? No, okay. It's a lot of opportunities are coming. Now, we just need the right mindset to be able to take advantage of it.